Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another week of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I am not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. I also talk about various other life renewal topics. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Lena, who is in Eureka, California. She says, I'm ready to start dating again after a year of being single. My last relationship ended because we stopped getting along. Do you have any suggestions concerning how to figure out who is right for me? That's a wonderful question, Lena. When you are beginning the process of dating, it's always a good idea to sit down with yourself, of course, who else would you be sitting down with? But sit down and contemplate the traits that you would like to have in a relationship. Think about what makes you happy, what brings you joy in relationship. What are your attributes and your traits also? That's another thing you want to think about, because how you want to be treated is also how you need to treat the other person. Meaning, if you are looking for someone to be compassionate, loving, caring, solicitous, these are all traits that you need to have yourself. So what traits do you have? What traits do you want your mate to bring to you? In other words, you need to have within yourself. You want to think about how you handle money, how you handle conflict in a relationship. Look at all of the aspects that are related to a relationship and see, what it is you want to bring to you. What are the traits that you want the other person to have? You also, as I said, you want to think about what was the deal breaker in the last relationship. When you said you didn't get along, what was it that caused you to have a breakup? A lot of times we end up drawing people to us who are here to show us something about ourselves. The other person ends up being a mirror. In most cases, other people in our lives are mirrors showing us parts of us that we either need to work on or we need to see about ourselves. What traits or what was it the other person was showing you that you need to see within yourself? So I hope that answers your question, and write me, let me know how things go. The topic of discussion today is communication skills in relationship. And the reason that I've chosen this topic is because of the last question. Communication is so important in relationship. As a matter of fact, it is the number one skill that you need to keep a relationship healthy. If you have poor relationship skills, then your relationship is not going to thrive. And there's going to be issues. There's going to be issues with you thinking the other person is saying something or thinking something that doesn't work. When you are looking at communication skills, sometimes in relationship, one person or both have a problem stating what is going on with them or what they're thinking. One of the things that you can do to help mitigate this issue is to write a letter to the person that you're in a relationship with, because this gives you the opportunity to think about what it is you want to say before you actually say it. I have found that some people think about what it is they want to say to the other person after the argument is over or after the person has gone away. You've had a time to contemplate and think about all the things you should have said or wanted to say and just didn't. So writing a letter is a good way to get out on paper what it is you want to say to the person. You can either give them the letter or you can read it to them, but you do need to be able to state exactly how you feel. When you are communicating, you don't want to play the blame game with the other person, because that will put them on the defensive, which is not something that anyone wants. If you're asking questions, make sure that they're open-ended questions so that the person that you're talking to has an opportunity to expound on the question, unless it's just a yes/no question and, that's all you need to know. Do you want to go to the movies? Yes or no. What do you want for dinner? That's more of an open-ended question. Anyway, with communication skills, there's plenty of opportunity in a relationship to practice. So go ahead and get started with practicing and see how your relationships improve. All right. The next question comes from Carrie, who is from Miami, Florida. Carrie asks, how can you tell when someone is lying to you? That's a very good question, Carrie. There's several ways that you can tell. Number one, your body will tell you. It registers in your gut whether someone is being truthful or not. It also, sometimes you just get a sense or a knowing that the person isn't truthful. If you're a person who doesn't get these knowings in your body, you have to then just observe what the person is saying, and you have to observe what happens. If a person is telling you a lie, then that usually comes out over time. And you can then, of course, confront the person or talk to them about the lie. Now, some people tell fibs or lies and they actually believe them. That's a different situation than telling a lie and they know that they are lying to you. But as I said, if you want to know whether someone is lying, all you can do, if you're not able to feel it in your body, is observe the person's actions over time. And that's a fail-proof way of knowing whether the person is telling you the truth or not. So we have come to the end of the session for this week. If you have questions that you would like me to answer for you, please send them to padmacoach@icloud.com. If you would like to learn more about me, you're welcome to peruse my website, padmalifecoaching.com. You are also welcome to read my memoir and the Lotus Opened, a memoir. It can be found on any of the online bookstores. As always, I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Bye-bye.